A Creta driver here behaving like a Creta driver. Welcome to a long-term review of a car I have been driving since the past 1 year. And in today's video, I'm going to be telling you 4 pros and 4 cons of Hyundai's top-selling car. Gosh, it took me 1 year to pen down 8 points. I'm so inefficient. Quite the opposite of this car, because this is the Creta diesel manual which returns 20 kilometers per liter, which is the first pro of this car, that is fuel efficiency. On a full tank of fuel, this car goes almost 900 kilometers, provided you drive with a light foot. I sometimes just casually drive through a fuel pump, not to fill fuel, just to make sure I remember how a fuel pump looks like, because in the Creta the mileage is so good, the fuel efficiency is so stupendous that I don't have to fill fuel at all, and that's the reason I just don't want to forget how a fuel station looks, and that's why I just go through a fuel pump just to make sure that I remember how it looks. The second pro is the infotainment system. Hyundai is one of the few car brands that has managed to crack the UI of car infotainment, because this one is super slick, high resolution, and never ever hangs, unlike the ones in Indian cars at a similar price point. The touchscreen is really loaded too. It has a valet mode, but I don't know the password. It has a quiet mode, but since this is a diesel, the real quiet mode is this, turning off the car. It has inbuilt JioSaavn, but the Blue Link subscription has expired. But how is that possible? This car is just a year old, and Blue Link is complimentary for the first 3 years, post which you have to pay either Rs 2299 for 1 year extension or Rs 4349 for 2 year extension. The 360-degree parking camera is of very high quality and has a bird's eye view too. The inbuilt navigation is simply lovely. It shows detailed guidance both on the infotainment screen as well as on the instrument cluster, which too is amazing in quality and super easy to browse, having 3 different cluster modes, a super useful tire pressure monitoring system, and front and rear parking sensor display. Best of all is the blind view monitor, super convenient, and you also have a driver rear view monitor which works at all speeds. And then there are physical buttons for most functions, including the dual zone climate control AC. Now only if we had Verna type controls here, wherein you could switch from AC to media with a flick of a button. In short, these dual 10.25 inch screens are the best in the business. This is how you do it. The third pro is the performance. "115 bhp doesn't sound much because it simply isn't, but 250 Newton meters of torque means this car wheel spins like crazy when you turn off the traction control and the stability control system. It accelerates with so much enthusiasm that even this IRVM vibrates completely. This car isn't very fast, but it's about the driving feel here, because this is a diesel manual, which means you really enjoy shifting gears, and it goes from 0 to 100 km per hour in 11.63 seconds, which, like I told you, isn't very fast. And especially if you try to drive this car very fast, you realize 115 PS is just not enough. Nothing, absolutely nothing feels as fun as a diesel manual. Now imagine good performance with efficiency. You can really have your cake and eat it too. There's no soft limiter, the engine revs all the way to 5000 RPM in neutral, and it also reaches 5000 RPM in gear as well. That's above 5000 RPM, that's almost 5300 RPM, which is crazy. The fourth pro is the practicality of the Creta. This car has all types of charging options, right from wireless to USB-A, USB-C, and also 12 volt. The wireless charging pad can be turned off so that you can keep your phone here without enabling charging. The magnet here is useful if you're into sticking things. The seats are comfortable and the front seats get ventilation, which is a big boon in our hot climate. The rear sunblinds ensure privacy and prevent the cabin from heating. This is a feature which a lot more expensive cars don't have. The ADAS works fantastically well. Although I keep forward collision warning off, the blind view alert and safe exit warning are really useful. The rear cross traffic alert is a boon while driving, not so much when reversing from standstill, as it keeps applying brakes as people keep walking past. But my favorite ADAS feature is this one, which is LVDS. Sorry, I can't pronounce that. It means leading vehicle departure alert. Basically, it alerts you if the car ahead has started to move already. It's a very nice and nifty feature to have. And the bonnet is quite heavy. Hyundai seems to have worked on the safety of this car. Can't wait for it to be crash tested. The Bose sound system has good audio quality. And the audio test brings me to the biggest con of the Creta, which is this, the Kia Seltos. For almost similar money, the Seltos offers the exact same chassis and powertrains, but with a few additional features like an 8-inch heads-up display, rain-sensing wipers, one-touch up-down for all the windows. The Creta has it only for the driver's side, 18-inch wheels. The Creta gets 17-inch wheels, rear center passenger headrest, fog lamps, UV cut glass, multiple interior color options, screen for the air purifier, multiple ambient light colors which work on the dashboard and doors. The Creta gets a single color ambient light, that too on this cubby hole above the glove box, visible exhaust, and 2 reverse lights instead of the single one in the Creta. But those are the features in the top variant, and Hyundai seems to be selling more of the mid variant of the Creta. That said, I was expecting Hyundai to offer all the features available in the Seltos with the Creta N line, but that never happened. Sad. The second con is the cost cutting. There is no request sensor on the co-passenger door, something I miss as I tend to carry a handful of stuff only to realize I either go to the driver's side and press the request sensor or remove the key from my pocket to unlock the car. Quite inconvenient. The driver's side sun visor gets no mirror. Rear center passenger gets no head, and this is the seat I end up sitting a lot in because of the child seat. The front center armrest doesn't slide. The spare wheel is smaller size and doesn't get an alloy. Under the boot, you will find exposed wires. There's just a single color for the ambient lighting when it should have had at least 64. The dynamic swipe indicators don't work with hazards, whereas it does in cars like the Scorpio N. The air purifier display was removed in the facelift, and the air purifier is now buried deep in the menu. The diesel manual gets no drive modes, and the biggest one, no wireless Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. And to make matters worse, the wired phone projection only works with USB-A, not with USB-C, which is really frustrating. You know, this Creta has more compass menus than what Jeep sells. There are 10 sounds of nature, you can record voice memos, and it also displays sports data on the infotainment. But I haven't used even one of these features in the past 1 year. So clearly, some of the features sound really cool but are rarely used. Instead, give me wireless CarPlay. Or Hyundai can just charge rupees 25,000 more and stop with the cost cutting, please. One is paying rupees 24.5 lakhs for this car, so they won't mind spending a bit more. The third con are the brakes. Because the pedal feel isn't the best and the car doesn't feel sure-footed when you apply heavy brakes because the tires, they screech in protest. Just like how they do when you launch the car aggressively. Crazy wheel spin. Then there's the electric parking brake, a very good feature as it saves space in the center console, but at times it doesn't get disengaged as you have to apply the brake firmly. It's something you need to get used to. The fourth con are the hard plastics and the interior color scheme. It's not to everyone's taste. Hyundai should have given options like Kia does, but the Creta N-Line has all black interiors, which I really like. Also, why isn't there a dedicated button to open the sunroof blind? Because you have to be precise in using this button, else you end up opening the sunroof when you just want to open the blind. To sum it up, the Creta is a no-nonsense car which offers a good ride, decent handling and amazing fuel efficiency for the diesel. While it has its cons, the pros far outweigh it, and that's the reason why this car sells in such crazy numbers. 3 times as much as the Seltos, which goes to show how strong the Creta brand is. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, that's the like button, and also subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comment section below which is the car I should subject to my long-term test next. Bye-bye.